Hello, this is Steve Taylor doing a review for Amazon.com for the DT990 Pros. This is the 250 ohm version. They come in 3 ohm varieties, the 32, the 250, and the 600. 600 is basically for high-end equipment and studio use. The 250 is kind of in between. It's good for home stereos, designed basically for that, but you can also use them for laptops and MP3 players. They just happen not to be quite as efficient. You may need a DAC booster or something depending on your unit. Or you can get the 32 ohm version, which is relatively easy to power. It's good for MP3 players and laptops, that kind of thing. So that's a personal preference. I cannot say how they sound versus these, but I'll give you a definition and my opinion of how I believe these are. These are a large over-the-ear headphone. They are extremely efficient. They're 5 to 35,000 hertz. It expands all the sound range that you could possibly hear. We're going to go over a little bit of this. The ear cups are extremely soft. These are an award-winning headphone, and I do believe part of it is because they are extremely comfortable. You can wear these for hours, partly because of the soft earphone, the open back, which allows the music to breathe and keeps the bass from pounding your eardrums. There's a soft foam on the inside here that is easy against your ear if your ear happens to stick out a little farther and touch this, so it's not abrasive, it's very soft. They weigh 250 grams, so they're very lightweight. This is metal right here. This is a hard, solid plastic. It's very well made, as you would expect German high-end equipment to be made. This padding up here, I do not know the material, but it's soft, it's smooth to the touch. There's 4 snaps, and the foam up here is very soft. You can adjust them. There's little tabs on the inside here. You can adjust them to actually stay on your head and keep the foam from touching your scalp, because the ear cups will actually keep it up. However, if it does touch your head, it actually is very comfortable. The cable is one-sided, so it makes it a little less intrusive on you when you have them on. Let's see, we're talking about the cable. It's a good hefty size cable. It's 5 feet long. It is coiled, which is different than the premium version. They have a straight cable. And it'll extend to 10 feet with no problem without having to pull. It's got the 1/4-inch connector, which is gold plated, and when you unscrew this, it has the 1/8 of an inch, which fits your MP3 player and laptop. So that's a nice, so you don't lose it. It's nice to have them together as one instead of having to use an adapter. The sound is absolutely incredible. For the price range, you will not find anything better on the market. The DT770s are closed back. The DT880s have a semi-open back. The DT990s are completely open. There are varieties and versions of them that are different depending on what you want. If you're using it for studio use and do not want anybody else to hear you, you might want to look at the 770s. The 880s I fell in love with back in the 1980s. Using them at a television station. They were just incredible. They just blew me away. They were just fantastic headphones. I was going to get the 880s. I decided to go with the 990s because the bass is a little more pronounced. It's a little deeper. They are a little bit more colored than the 880s. The 880s are very straightforward. Whatever you have going into it is what you hear. The 990s tend to have a little bit more bass and tend to color it a little bit more. I think the sound is fantastic. They're extremely accurate. You will hear things in your music you've never heard before. The first album I put on was George Winston's December, because just pure piano music from a genius really makes these things shine. The sound is so realistic that it sounded like George Winston was in the room. The sound stage, the spatial imaging, whatever you want to call it, is amazing on these. When you listen to the music, it is not coming from the headphone, it is coming from way out into the room. So the band that you're listening to, the musicians, sound like they're in the room instead of sound like they're coming from the headphones. With earbuds like this, as you can tell, see a size comparison. You know the music, no matter how good these are, is coming from the headphone themselves, and then you can get a great feel for the music. You can hear things that you've never heard before. I like acoustic rock. I'm a big fan of Third Day. They sound fantastic on this. It's not just a classical music instrumental headphone. It is good for rock. If you're into the heavy pounding bass, you may want to look somewhere else. This is not that kind of a headphone. It gives you bass more realistic. It tends to be a smoother bass instead of a ground shaking vibration. So I would say that these are perfect. The highs are smooth and sweet. There's no hiss. The mid-ranges are nice. It fills in the music fine. It sounds rich and full. And I can't say enough about them. To me, my personal preference is these are an incredible headphone. I've listened to ones that are hundreds of dollars more than these. I've used many headphones over the years, and these are on the top of my list of being my favorites. For the price range, you are not going to get anything better. You can get the premium version of this. It has an aluminum back. It's a lighter color up here, and it's an aluminum headphone. It has a straight cable, and it comes with a case. This does not, which is too bad. And but the other one does cost quite a bit more, so you need to weigh out those differences to find out what you really want to do. I highly suggest these. If you have any questions, please post them, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. If you want measurements or something like that, I will answer your questions. Again, it is a personal preference, and these are the type of headphones I prefer. If this has been helpful to you, go ahead and let me know. And hope you have a great day. I hope you have fun researching. Do the work, look them up, read the forums, find out what people think, and I think you'll be very pleased with the overall opinion of this, and I think you'll be overall pleased if you purchase them. So this is Steve Taylor for Amazon.com.